Hello everyone. Today I want to share with you how I make my title cards. This one is the April 2013 title card for my scrapbook, my 2013 scrapbook. Right now I'm scrapbooking chronologically, and I've only done these title cards for 2013. Basically the way my scrapbook works is when you open it, there'll be a divided page protector that has the month title card with various pictures throughout the month. Then I'll have all the layouts for that month. And then at the end of that month, I have another divided page protector where I have more pictures from that month that didn't make it to scrapbook pages. And then if you flip that page over, it starts the next month with that month's title card and so on and so forth. I will share that with you eventually, but right now I'm just showing you pieces of it. This is like I said, the April title card, and I'm just showing you how I'm making it. There's nothing, real particular, real special. I'm just basically, I don't do Project Life, but those who do Project Life do the exact same thing, but on a weekly basis or a monthly basis if you do yours on a monthly basis. Right now, my schedule is just doesn't lend itself to being able to handle Project Life at this time. Eventually I would love to do it because I believe it's something that's fantastic to have and for your family to look at later, and remember those daily things that happen. But that's kind of how I'm using those divided page protectors in my scrapbook to house those pictures of the daily things that happen that don't quite make it to a scrapbook page. I have a couple of different things I'm using here. Basically, it's just a wide variety of supplies. If you go to my blog post at www.designbymelody.com, I'm going to list all the supplies for every monthly title card that I made. And at the end, I'm going to share with you 2 process videos for different months. And then at the end, you're going to see a still shot of each of the 12 months of the 2013 scrapbook. And then on the blog post, I'll share, again, those still shots as well as the product supply list for each card I made. Some of them are simple, some of them are a little bit more complex. I used a variety of different things. I did some stamping on certain ones. I used washi tape, of course, on a lot of them. I used lots of embellishments and cut-aparts and alphas and letter stickers, thickers. I used embellishments such as let's see, enamel dots or rhinestones or pearls. Trying to think of what else I used. Some of them I used Project Life cards as part of the title card. I used different cut-aparts from Studio. I even used on one of them. I used like a glassine bag, kind of as a layer behind the alpha stickers that labeled the month. And then I used, of course, some stitching on a few of them with my sewing machine. This is a great way to use up, if you do Project Life or if you don't, this is a great way to use up lots of different alpha stickers that you have. Maybe you don't have enough to make a whole title, but months usually, there's some months that only, like May only uses 3 letters, so if you have a couple letters but you don't have enough to do a whole title with, sometimes using the remaining alpha stickers for these type of things are perfect. What you see here is my box of embellishments, and these are my more dimensional embellishments. I have all my brads in here. I have flowers and their sequins and paper clips and things like that. This one particular box that I'm working with here are different brads, and most of them are like you see the flowers I'm pulling out. I'm pulling out a couple different colored flowers, and I'm showing you, here's a little worm. All of these are from the Eyelet outlet that I bought a whole bunch at a scrapbook expo I went to a couple years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago now, and my sisters and I all 3 of us split the different sets that we came out with. On just about all of my title cards, I use this ruler, this Tim Holtz ruler, to line up my letters just to make sure everything fits before I adhere it down. I found this particularly important in the monthly title cards because they are so small. These are 4x6. That's the divided page protector I'm using. It has a 4x6 slot in the top left corner. And I'm not, because I'm making all of these title cards before I complete each of the divided page protector, I'm not necessarily going to make each of the divided page protectors coincide with colors. I'm going more so of just what happened that month. It may end up being that they do coordinate color-wise, but as of right now, they're not going to. I love these little cut-aparts. These are actually from Bella Boulevard. They are the Sunshine and Happiness cute cuts. And I also have I think the Thanksgiving ones. I don't remember. I think it's the things that there's a turkey and a couple other things. They're very cute. I love to use them. They're great for cards as well. Very playful looking, but nice. And they come in a 12 by 12, and I just trimmed them out. And I left a little white border around each piece that I cut. You could cut it exactly on the picture if you wanted to, but I did not. I tried to go with kind of a theme for each month, just based on what the season is, not necessarily what went on that month, but just the season. I mean, April is typically when flowers are blooming or starting to bloom. It's very bright and cheery. There's lots of rain sometimes, which is where the cloud came from, but I just wanted, since I was using the month name on it, I tried to go somewhat seasonal, somewhat holiday related, depending on what's going on that month, because typically that's what our activities are based around, or whatever's going on in that typical month. And this is an example of where I used up some just remaining letter stickers. I didn't have the alphabets all in that same teal color, so I mixed in a little bit of navy blue, and then I'm using the yellow here. The yellow, what are these? These are jelly bean soup, alpha beans, and yam yellow. I'm using these to place the year, and even though I know it's the 2013 scrapbook, I still put 2013 on every single title card I did, just, you know, so if somebody picks up the scrapbook and they just flip to the middle, they'll still know what it is. I will have a title page for the 2013 year, which I have not done yet, but once I do, I will share that. But I will have that, so if someone picks up my scrapbook, it'll be very clear as to what year it is. But each monthly title card will also have the year, so it makes it very easy to see. Alright, this is June's title card, and again I'm using a couple different things. I am actually still working with the Bella Boulevard Sunshine and Happiness cute cuts. I've had these for quite some time and I really like them. I just didn't have a way. I had not used them yet. And there's this one little card that says I love summer, and it was not quite a 3x4, so I'm just matting it on this plaid, and I'm going to use that in the divided page protector, so I'm just setting that aside. I'm going to keep it with the title card. Once I actually do the divided page protectors, I'll slip that in between some of the photos, but I wanted to make sure to include it and have it ready. This one says summer favorites, and it does list, you know, 1 to 6, I believe, on the title card. And I debated covering up those numbers and just have summer favorites at the top, which is what I'm working with. But I end up going back to that, and you'll see that in just a moment, to where I listed some of our summer favorites. This little Cropper Hopper envelope is where I keep all the flat letter stickers, not my thickers, but my flat letter stickers. And I used a lot of flat letter stickers on all of these monthly title cards, just to make sure it wasn't two-dimensional, since there were going to be quite a few of them. This is some Freckled Fawn washi tape. This is something I got in their $5 grab bag one time when I bought that. I've actually only purchased it once, but it's probably something I will purchase in the future. I got a nice variety of washi tape, and I'm not one that has a lot of washi tape. I think I have less than 10 rolls. Most people have a ton, and I just don't. I'm sure my collection will grow, but I try to keep things like that at a minimum just because I know I'm not going to use them unless, if I have a bunch of them, I won't use them. I won't use all of them, rather, so. I'm just looking for some numbers here to make my 2013. And these are Doodle Bug Design, Teensy Type in Lily White. Just using the circles here to put my 2013. And I'll mention it again, I did mention this already, but as you look at my title cards, I definitely have a variety of styles, I guess you could say. Some of them are minimal, some of them are much more colorful, some of them are more muted tones. It just really depended. I made these title cards over a period of about 2 weeks. So I did a couple different styles with them. It kind of just depended on my mood when I was making them. Just trying to decide. This is the point where I have not decided if I was going to list my favorites or still cover up those numbers. I really thought I was going to cover up the numbers, but I end up kind of looking at a couple different embellishments. These are some things from Chic Tags, and I was just going to make a variety, like a collage of things, but I decided that just looked a little too much on this title card. Just too many large elements with not much rhyme or reason. Still debating here. Standing back, I think I have my hands on my hip, just standing back looking, trying to decide what I'm doing. I don't know if y'all do that, but a lot of times I just start with an idea and work with it until I decide whether it works or not. Okay, and this is the point where I start changing my mind as to what I'm doing. Instead of covering up those numbers, I'm going to embrace the numbers and make a list of some of our summer favorites. And these weren't necessarily favorites for June in particular, but just summer. So I'm pulling out my Zig Writer in pure black, and I'm going to first make my list to kind of decide what order I want and what exactly I want to write. I used to type everything and did not handwrite anything on my layouts or in my scrapbook, but I found it's easier sometimes just to write, and it's also nice to have your own handwriting in your scrapbook. And I don't necessarily scrapbook chronologically. It will be in my scrapbook chronologically, but I don't do layouts chronologically. I have some that are from pictures from 7 years ago that I'm just now scrapbooking. I have some from pictures from last weekend that I'm scrapbooking. So throughout my scrapbook, there will be quite a variety of styles in my layouts as well. Having a list like this is sometimes really nice to have in your scrapbook because the things that you enjoy change over time, especially with children. As children get older or as new children come along, the things that you do are not necessarily the same. You'll see a close-up of this card at the end so you can see exactly what I wrote here. But it's just a couple of the things that we enjoyed doing this summer. Usually a lot of it has to do with being outside because it's finally warm after not being warm for so long. It doesn't get too cold here in North Carolina, but it doesn't snow all the time, but it definitely gets too cold to be outside doing tons of walking. And we like to go outside and walk a lot. So here's the final card. And then if you stay tuned, here are the rest of the cards for the 12 months in my 2013 scrapbook. Please visit www.designbymelody.com for more details about each card, still shots, as well as the supply list for each card. Thank you for joining me. Bye.